Welcome to the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. My name is Rita Perez. Hello. I've been a travel advisor for over 10 years and am navigating this winding road of entrepreneurship with you. I created this podcast because I wanted to share all the things I've learned from leaders both in and out of our industry that I really wish I would have known way back then. But alas, the important thing is I'm aware of them now, and I want you to be too. Ready for this week's show? Let's jump in. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Super nice to have you here. Took a little bit of a holiday break. Also a break because we were having this incredible event called Prep for Wave Week, which many of you attended. We did break our numbers for last year's Prep for Wave Week, which was awesome, and so much incredible feedback about just all the tangible advice, the tips that people are or have received or are implementing. And if you didn't know, Prep for Wave Week was an event that happened about a month ago now, the first full week of November, to help prep you, travel business owner, for wave season of 2023. So it was a 5-day event. There were at least 3 sessions every single day, and every single day focused on foundations, operations, marketing, sales, or expansion. So I know some of the the top sessions that I had heard from people were about figuring out what your business capacity was going to be for 2023. Your client experience systems, figuring that out to really put yourself out there as a travel business owner and differentiate yourself from other fellow travel business owners. Google was another big one that was important on. Well, that was marketing day. So operations day was client experience systems. Learning about tech and the different tech that you can utilize for your travel business was on operations day. Legalities and marketing, we also had that on marketing day. Then sales. You are a travel seller first. So what does that mean? And what are some of the skills that you need to be aware of? And then we also had a fellow travel business owner who is a 6-figure commission earner, which means she actually sells 7 figures plus in revenue to generate that 6 figures. How does she do it? What are some of the inner workings of the business? That is one of the sessions. And then on our final day of expansion, we're talking all sorts of different things, including Facebook ads. So expanding your business with Facebook ads, expanding your business by working with local DNCs, and expanding your business with relationships. And so that was a big video series. Each video is anywhere from 20 to 45-ish minutes. I think one of my personal sessions was around 60 minutes. If you do not have the time to consume video, because I know we're working on a multitude of things, many of you are on the run right now. I know lots of people are at ILTM, just doing different travel conferences that are happening at the end of the year, but also gearing up for, some of the rewards, the incentives that we get once you are top earners with different host agencies, consortia, or even suppliers. That is all happening in the month of December. So you might not have the time to dedicate to actually watching these videos. I have created a private podcast feed. So I know you already like podcasts because you're listening to this one. I decided to create a private podcast feed for Prep for Wave Week. So if you love listening to any of the speakers, but you don't have time to dedicate to watching the videos over again, and you just want to really grab your phone, head over to your favorite podcast player, and have it in your earbuds or have it easily accessible when you are traveling, driving, grabbing a coffee somewhere. That's why I created the private podcast feed, and it's only $5. $5 is really just to keep up with the maintenance and the back end work that I have. $5 to get access to that. So I'll make sure to include the links below so that you can get access to that and really start prepping, especially when we have downtime in the holidays, or if you're trimming the tree or prepping the menorah or whatever it is you're doing for the holidays. You can do double tasking. I know I am one that multitasks, listening to podcasts pretty much like when I wake up, when I take a shower, if I'm driving somewhere. I love listening to podcasts. I really don't listen to the radio much anymore. So that's announcement number 1, that Prep for Wave Week is now a private podcast. Woohoo! Announcement number 2, if you had seen my announcement in the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur group, you saw, or if you registered for Alma Waterways webinar Wednesday, you saw that last Wednesday I was there with the Chief Marketing Officer, Janet Bava, and her brand officer. And we were talking about utilizing storytelling for your travel business. Essentially utilizing storytelling as a method, as a tactic for marketing your own travel business and how you can do that more effectively. Because marketing isn't just being like, hey, I have this travel product available, you should go buy it. There is so much more that comes in, especially when we're creating a relationship with our clients. I did mention my method, which I mentioned a little bit in Prep for Wave Week too, the MCC method of relationship marketing, which is really, where are you meeting your people? How are you meeting people? And these people are potential clients and referral partners. Then once you have met them, what are you doing to nurture that relationship? That's really what the connect part is. And this can be through coffee chats. This can be through having them follow you on your social media. This can be through email marketing. There's so many different channels that you can foster that relationship through connect, the second part of MCC. And then the last one is converting, because we meet people and we connect with them. Obviously, like, it's just a good-hearted thing to do. But especially when we are in business, there is a purpose, and that purpose is to sell them on something or get them to buy something that we are selling. And as travel business owners, that's obviously travel. This can also be travel coaching, travel consulting. There's so many different facets of travel business ownership in the travel industry. And spoiler alert, I may have like an idea about that, about letting you know the different careers that are in travel, that are not just selling travel. But so I went over that whole MCC method as part of helping you identify the different aspects of your marketing that you need to focus on, especially when we're thinking about storytelling for marketing. But the big news of that session, so if you wanted to listen a little bit more on how Alma Waterways and myself incorporate storytelling into our marketing and the different efforts that we have for marketing and that they have for helping you market your own business, head on over to their Travel Advisor portal, because that recording is going to be available up there. But there was a special announcement at the end of that webinar, and that announcement had to do with Janet Bava, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of Alma Waterways, Jackie Friedman, who is a board member of ASTA, the American Society of Travel Advisors. She is also the president of Nexion, which is a host agency. And myself, special announcement that I will be joining those two amazing powerhouses to help you with your marketing efforts at the Asta River Cruise Expo. There is a marketing immersion fam that is happening right after the expo concludes. And it is aboard the Alma Viola. I'll make sure to include the links for that as well. If you're interested in coming with us, you are going to have two powerhouses. Jackie is an amazing mind at connections and sales. Janet is an amazing mind at sales and marketing and how you utilize marketing to convert into sales. And she's very top of mind for creative. And then you have me, fellow travel business owner, who is also a marketing business owner, who has really personally and professionally transformed this past year and a half, improve my marketing efforts by being able to take better pictures, better videos, creating those stories on social media to entice people within my network to want to work with me in the preferred capacity that I want to work with people in my travel business, which is really planning retreats for their businesses or companies. So if you want to get in on that, which is so flippin' fantastic, and I cannot just wait to share with you. I want to keep some of the surprise and delights that we have planned and that we've done previously, because I did do this previously with those two amazing women earlier in April of 2022. We went on a sailing through Provence, so this one's going to be on the Danube River. Super excited because I haven't been on the Danube since 2017, but also just really excited to help you and encourage you and give you some clarity. Take away that overwhelm, because I know social media can be such an overwhelming avenue. I am there to help really support you, whether it's one-on-one, if we're doing a couple of like tech tutorials. That is what this whole fam is about. So that is March of 2023 aboard the Ama Viola, sailing from Budapest to Wilshofen. And I can't wait for you to join us because we're packing a lot. This is not going to be your typical fam. You are going to be getting a lot of stuff, a lot of tools, a lot of skills to return back with. And then last but not least, so that was the second announcement. First announcement is Prep for Wave is a private podcast. Second announcement is that I will be joining the ASTA fam aboard the Ama Viola with Ama Waterways in March of 2023 following the ASTA River Cruise Expo. Third, which is the reason that we're here, is about planning your 2023. So you may have heard through emails again or just following the podcast that I am hosting a marketing planning strategy session. It's on December 20th from 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is 4 hours. I will be carving in breaks. It may not last 4 hours, but I just wanted to at least carve 4 hours because we are going to be deep down, nitty-gritty planning our marketing. And I say it is because there's a lot of things foundationally that have to happen in order to plan out what our marketing efforts are going to be for the following year. And so you have to really evaluate what worked in 22, what didn't work, what you want to do more of, what you want to do less of. We're going to be doing the work together on all of that. Following that, or as part of that, and as part of this podcast, I wanted to share with you some of the tools, the calendar tools that I will be using to I want to make sure that I go through the process first. So when I am guiding you on December 20th, you are all set to go. So we're taking a look back. We're vision planning. Then we're also going to dive in deep into my lead generation calculator. What are your actual expenses? Not only business expenses, but what are your personal expenses? What is your mortgage? What is your rent? How much are you paying for meds every month? Want to track all that so that you have an actual income goal to be able to create this marketing plan. Because if you don't even know what your income goal is, if you don't know what your expenses are, you don't know where you can go or what you need to be focusing on in the new year. So looking at the past, vision planning, going to get into our revenue goals. From our revenue goals, being able to calculate. So if your goal is to sell or generate $100,000 in commission next year, what are the products that are going to get you there? What are the travel products? Do you charge a fee? So again, getting into the nitty-gritty of all that, this is a group collaboration effort. From there, when you're able to create the sales plan is when we're able to create the marketing plan. Because again, if you don't know what your financial goals are and how you can get to your financial goals through sales, we cannot create a marketing plan. We need to know the direction, where the arrow is going to go. And so from there, we're going to utilize some tools that I have to start planning out what your 2023 is going to look like in terms of marketing and what you're going to be promoting within whatever channels it is and how you're going to be meeting new people within whichever channels are great for you. And that's what the marketing strategy planning session really is for. If you are a member of the Marketing Business School, which is my monthly membership program, there are a couple of modules that we have already done the past 2 months that are going to help build the basis. If you're not a member of Marketing Business School, I totally welcome you to come join us. It's only $25 a month. This session is included in your membership, so you do not have to pay extra. If you are not a student in Marketing Business School, it is just $65 to get enrolled in this marketing strategy planning session. And so those that are already enrolled in Marketing Business School We've talked about building their marketing matrix. What are the couple of action items that they want to be focusing on every month and for the following year? We've talked about building your magnetic messaging, which helps overflow into building a strategic plan for your marketing in 2023. So those are the two options for you to get in on this session. You can either join us in Marketing Business School and get a chock full ton of value throughout the year, or you can join us just for the one session for $65. All right, so what am I personally doing to prep for this? And what are some of the tools that I want you to purchase? And I mean, this is totally up to you. I am not saying that you must do everything that I'm telling you to do. This is just what I'm doing because it helps me see and visualize things. So I know that you are, if you're just listening on the podcast, you're not going to be able to see anything that I'm showing you here. But join us in the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur Facebook group, and you can see the video of the live that I have going on now to see some of the tools that I'm utilizing. So the first one that I am diving deep on is this yearly planning calendar that I just smacked in my head on the video. And it is a paper, and it's a paper calendar, it's a foldable calendar, and it goes both horizontal and vertical. So I like that there's a couple of different views. For this, what I want to be doing on here really is blocking out the dates that I don't want to be working and that I want to be planning, or if there's industry events. So to kind of correlate that, I purchase color coding labels that are removable. So if for some reason, like maybe I plan to go out in February, I can no longer do that. The purpose with the plan is that you set it up to set yourself up for success, obviously. You want to know where you're going. However, flexibility is of importance because you just don't know what opportunities are going to be totally present for you next year. You also don't know what kinds of things might be popping up unexpectedly. Like this year, I had a surgery that I thought might happen, and then it really came to fruition that it needed to happen. So there's just unexpected events that happen all the time. I know many of you can relate to that. And so that's why, like, when I'm working in these different calendars, I really want to be able to either use erasable ink or pencil and like removable stickers or sticky notes, so that if I need to move things around, or if I have gotten what I call or what I think is a brilliant beyond brilliant idea, I want to be able to move it around. So this is like a 24 by 36 poster calendar of the year, and it says that it's from Swift Calendars. I think it was like $10 off Amazon. If I can find the link, I'll go ahead and I'll add it to the show notes so you can go ahead and purchase yours. There are some that are available that are laminated. I didn't get my laminated because I think it's like double the cost. And again, like, I'm only using this for the year. I'm really using this as a point of reference for what I want my schedule to look like. Some of what this is going to include is that there are days that I don't want to be working. So I'm trying to take Mondays off in the new year. So to only have a 4-day work week. We'll see how that works. So that is something that with my color-coded labels, I will go ahead and make sure that Monday is blocked. I can't do anything. Another thing that I want to add to this calendar are industry events that I want to be at, either as an attendee or to help support you in your travel businesses. So I'll make sure to block that off. Also, personal time off, like my birthday, I'm not working on my birthday. Holidays off, I don't want to be working on holidays off. You know, October and the beginning of November were really crazy months for me. So what can I do in the other months of the year to kind of lighten that load and be aware of that? Same thing for like December. December, there's so much that happens that really these last 2 weeks, and it's not just in our travel business world, it's, I think, just in general, lots of people just check out from everything because it's the end of the year and because a majority of people celebrate those end of the year holidays. And so what can I do less of in anticipation of that, and knowing that I probably won't be getting responses? So I'm hoping that this is kind of giving you ideas for what you can do when you are planning like your yearly outlook for the calendar. What I loved about this planner too, which was only, or this calendar, is it came with this yearly goal planner. And I love this because I think that this can overall help creating a marketing strategy. And so I think this is going to be really helpful for that marketing planning strategy session where there's different goals that you can add into. It's a monthly calendar, and you can see where like you can just add some goals or add some to-do lists. But I feel like this is going to be really a really nifty tool, this yearly goal planner that I hadn't like really planned on. It was kind of like a surprise, like a gift with purchase surprise that I got in the package. All right, so that's the yearly calendar and what I'm planning to do with that. Then I purchased a couple other calendar things from Dollar Tree. So all these things are just $1.25. And I mean, if you know me, I am very much like spend the money where you need to spend the money. But these things, these calendars, these tools, they're only going to last for a year. So I don't need to be really investing too much money in them. So the first one that I have is like a desk calendar. And it's kind of like a table tent. On the video, I'll go ahead and show you like a side look. So, and I use this just if I kind of need to know dates. Like this is the easiest way for me to reference a date with this desk calendar. So I don't really use the desk calendar for planning purposes other than it can keep certain dates top of mind for me. Then I have 2 wall calendars. And so I'm going to keep one wall calendar for my travel business, and I'm going to keep another wall calendar for my marketing business. And this is just really going to help me to be able to plot out different of the marketing themes. Like when I'm really planning out my goals and my marketing themes, I'm going to be using these wall calendars and probably putting them up with like lots of ideas. For that reason, I bought 2 packages of, what are these called? Sticker note flags. These are also like removable stickers, and being able to identify just different things. There's a lot of different colors here. There's pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and like a lavendery color, and a red. So lots of different colors to be able to just identify. Oh, I don't want to like give all my secrets out that I'm going to be revealing in the planning session, but the different types of marketing efforts, when are you going to do them, but also the different types of things that I want to be doing to be building awareness, because it's not just that we are putting content out on the universe all the time, but what are we doing to meet new people? We cannot just be putting content out there and waiting for people to meet us. We have to actively be meeting new people. So that's what these wall calendars, I would say, are how I'm going to utilize them. And then the last calendar that I have is this flat desk calendar. It's called the monthly page format calendar. Again, another Dollar Tree find. I used a lot of these, like this and the desk calendar. I used these like when I was working corporate to keep in touch and in line with a lot of deadlines that I have. And so just to be able to keep, again, these different deadlines top of mind and kind of like just give a general overview, I have all these different calendars. And you can see one of the calendars I've used to kind of block out my time to really see what my capacity is for my travel business. The other ones are really to line up what marketing efforts need to go out when. And this is going to be helpful in that I can start putting like different meetings and things or annual things. If I'm looking at my calendar and being able to figure out like, oh shoot, I have planned this I'm planning this vacation, this vacation, and this vacation. I can't take on another vacation client right now. I can't take on another travel client. That is really what this flat desk calendar is going to be for me to be able to track. And you can, of course, do this in different things like a project management tool, a virtual tool, but I'm a very tangible person and I want to like see exactly what's in front of me. And so to be able to almost plan like a weekly calendar is really what this monthly desk calendar is for. So I have already on another piece of paper, and I've shown this to the students in marketing business school. So if you join, you'll be able to see like what my mock-up for a model calendar is so there are certain things that I have to do every week, whether it's for my travel business or my marketing business. How many hours a week do I have in the time that I want to be working? So how many hours a week do I want to be working? I've kind of established for me, I want to be working max 30 hours a week. Can I do it? That's a very good question, quite frankly. But if that is my goal, then what do I need to be doing to be reaching my goal? How much income do I need to be having in order to cover that? Especially if I want to be going on different industry events or just personal vacations or spending time with my friends and family. What do I need to be doing, or how can I streamline things in my business to make that target, that goal more effective? And so that may always be the goal, that I only want to work 30 hours a week. But I'm also open to giving myself grace that if there's a flippin' amazing opportunity that happens, I do not want to be turning those opportunities down, whether it is amazing clients on either of my businesses. And I think it's going to prove a little bit more challenging for me because I do run two businesses. And I know many of you are in similar boats. You may run multiple businesses, or you may have a corporate office second full-time job on top of maybe working travel part-time in whatever capacity is. So you have to evaluate. Like, I know that was a big thing when I did work full-time for a company, is that you most likely have a set schedule in that second company or in that second business. So when are you going to be able to find the time to work your travel business? You know, I think that was one of the biggest things for me. And I think like that's why, full disclosure, I feel like I've been more successful in the second business, this marketing business, is because I thought of it very differently than how I thought of it when I originally was creating my travel business. I was in a much different stage of life, and being able to have a set job, a set steady and stable job, steady income that I could rely on, that I really didn't go after my travel business goals probably like I should have. So when I resigned from that steady, stable income in 2021, it was like, you need to figure out what you're going to do, because I am a solo person. Thank goodness, like I'm the only one that I have to take care of, but I don't have any form of second income other than my second business, which was a baby and still is a baby, to help keep me afloat. And, you know, I kind of like, and I think I've mentioned this story too, like I've kind of pulled the trigger on that because I don't think I would have ever like pushed myself as much as I pushed myself this past year and a half to get things done and take action on things if I didn't let that steady and stable income goal go. And it was really on me to figure all the things out to make my businesses generate income and for me to be profitable. So all that to say, before, when I was baby business owner 10 plus years ago, I wasn't really into planning anything. Whereas now I need to plan to make things, you know, and I think I've mentioned this on the podcast. I've definitely mentioned it in Marketing Business School. I think for 2023, my word of the year is going to be ease, because I want to streamline so many things, including the processes and systems in my business. It includes also what I want to focus on and selling in my businesses. It includes who I want to be working with, the relationships that I want to keep nurturing, so that I can lean on those referrals from those select relationships and just keep building upon and keep showing up. So that is part of the overall plan when I'm looking, and I'm using all these different calendars to streamline and essentially put the blinders on. Like, you know, I grew up in Orlando, Florida, with going to SeaWorld, and we used to have the Clydesdale horses at SeaWorld. And the Clydesdale horse, because of Budweiser, and they would have the blinders on all of the horses so that the horses just focused on a set objective or on a certain specific location so that they would not be distracted at what else is going on the wayside, that they would keep focused on their path, on the set journey that they had. And I think like that's what we need to put on for our businesses. I don't want to say like just for the new year or to have the best year ever. I'm not really sure if like that's my thing. Like we're gonna have the best year ever. I would rather, like, it's more important for me that you have a really great year and that you set yourself up for success in a great year, and that includes having a plan. And in order to create the plan, you need to kind of reverse engineer it. And that's why in this planning strategy session, I really want to look at what are your expenses? What has to be paid every month? What does your business have to support every month so that you are generating income? And from there, like what really feels good? What do you want to sell? What do you not want to be selling? So that in your marketing efforts, those are the things that you focus on. So while you might do a lot of different items, so this is a really great example. I am working on acquiring a new marketing client who is in the local medical field. He wants to focus on a specific avenue of revenue generation, but that is not the only thing that he does in his business. He does multiple different things, but our marketing for 2023 is going to gear him up so he is seen as a leader in this specific care that he provides to his medical clients. And so that is what you also need to be doing. You may be able to do destination and golf resorts and all-inclusive and river cruises and all that. But we can't be focusing on all these different things if you want to be speaking to a specific type of clientele. You can't be all things to all people. So either you are going to be tailoring your marketing to a certain clientele, or you're going to be tailoring your marketing to a certain type of product that you offer, a service that you offer. So it is less of the be all end all and more really honing in on what you do best, on what you love doing. And, you know, thinking about more of an agency model, if you have a bigger agency, but if they're all independent contractors, this should be pretty simple for you. If that somebody comes in, just like if you heard the 6-figure case study in Prep for Wave Week, she does not like doing Disney vacations, but she has a Disney vacation specialist in her agency who is an independent contractor. So if somebody comes to her asking for that, she can refer somebody who is still within her agency and still make a portion of revenue from that sale. So maybe that's something that you want to focus on 2023 is being able to expand. You know, that's personally something that I have been thinking about, is that recently I've been feeling like I've been doing a lot more work in my marketing business. I want to keep my travel business alive, but maybe I need to add on some independent contractors to be able to keep the travel business alive and to be able to keep that brand going and servicing clients and generating some revenue. Like if we're thinking about, you know, really CEO mindset here, I think that it was said that you need 7 different income streams, or on average, people who are very well off, who are wealthy, have at least 7 different income streams. Excuse me. And so that like on the long term are things that I'm thinking about. It may not be really one of the plans for 2023, but it is in like the long term, maybe in the next 5 years. Is that something that I want to add? Also, you know, making investments, financial investments, you know, like investing in the stock market and all that is something in the viewpoint to generate revenue and to generate, you know, it's not right now that I need to focus on either, even though, yes, we all need to pay the bills right now. But 10 years from now, 20 years from now, do I want to retire in 20 years? Do I not want to be working at all in 20 years? I'll be 56 in 20 years, me personally. So do I want to retire early? Well, what do I need to be doing now in order for those things? And I don't know if I'm going to retire in 20 years. I haven't honestly thought about it too much. But if that is one of my goals, what do I need to be doing now? And many of you may be much closer to retirement. So are you going to be working with a fellow business owner in 2023 so that you can start referring off some of your clients to them so that you can eventually retire within the next 5 years if that's what your goals are? So just huge big picture items. I know I have touched on a lot of different subjects here, but really with the focus of planning for 2023 and beyond. And I hope at the very least that this is giving you some ideas or thoughts of things that you need to be thinking about, regardless of if you're joining us for the planning session, which I would love to have you there to collaborate, bring the ideas, because when we are collaborating all together, we are just a stronger, tight-knit community. And everybody's stronger, just makes the industry just better. So, yeah, I will stop from there because I've given you so much food for thought. So if you are wanting to initially plan an amazing wave season at the beginning of 2023, make sure that you grab that private podcast feed. Make sure that you're also joining us for the AstaFam that is happening in March of 2023, because you're going to be able to get a lot of marketing assets. And when I say assets, a lot of videos and photos that really all you had to pay for was the fam to get access to them that you can utilize in your marketing. So if you are really wanting to put a heavy river cruise focus, you should probably be coming with us on this marketing fam. Same if you want to focus on groups. There are lots of different shots that we can get if you're working to focus more on business travel. There's a lot of different images and shots that I can get of the group as a whole that will really help, not only help your business, but help you be more confident in the images that you are putting out there, both if I'm taking the images or if you're taking the images, and you're getting some guidance and advice from myself to help get you better images for really stellar marketing that very little in the travel industry are going to have access to, because there's only a certain amount of people that can fit on this ship as we're sailing. And then lastly, the marketing planning session happening on December 20th from 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, let me know. Is there anything else that you do to plan and set yourself up for success in the new year as we are kind of wrapping the end of 2022? I would love to know that, and make sure before we part ways that you head over to the show notes to listen in on all the things. All right, I'm zipping up now. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for joining me on The Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. Please subscribe and leave the show a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Oh, and don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.